Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to air my views on the same. One thing, Madam Speaker, the speech by the President had good things and forgotten some issues. Some good things, including the education. When we talk about education, that is a tick, because education seems to be training. Whatever is supposed to be the requirements for teachers training has been lowered so that a lot of people are going into the schools. That is a tick, I can say. Several others about economy and all these things. It looked as if the whole thing was biased towards agriculture. We have what is called livestock and livelihood. Nothing touched on the livestock and livelihood, which is a mainstay of a lot of people in the north. That thing never touched, the President did not touch or bother to touch. Then the issue of floods. Floods has caused a lot of problems in the country. Right now in my constituency, 4 centers have been closed along the river Wasonyiro, and nothing seems to be going on. I mean, when we talk of closing the centers, an existing center has been closed. Along Wasonyiro, there is Gafarsa, there is Resaboru, Sericho, all these things, all Badana and all these areas are being closed because of flood waters. Nothing has been said about this. Then we talk about bottom-up economy. We are people who are doing artificial mining in Kom. Provincial administration closed that camp, at least where people, hustlers, are trying to get daily living. And why it is closed in the name of insecurity, that one, we don't know. What do we do? The President is saying, let's try to get hustle and get money, put food on the table. But when it comes to provincial administration coming in the name of insecurity, security is supposed to be on the government to maintain security of individuals and their property. You cannot close where people are earning money simply because of security, alleged insecurity, which is supposed to be the job of the government and the police. So, Madam Speaker, there seems to be a lot of contradictions in the whole thing. Next time, I think all these things, it must be the speech of the nation from the President must cover everywhere equitably. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. The next chance will go to the member for Igembe Central, Honorable Daniel Carrido.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. I also want to add my voice on the presidential address to the nation. Madam Speaker, generally the address was well balanced, and considering the fact that as a leader, one has to give hope to his people, and the President did exactly that, and not only giving hope, he really stressed on issues and the importance of the nation and the things that he has done and that the government has covered for the last 1 year. And most of them are the things that you can see. For example, the employment of teachers and the revival for the economy. Madam Speaker, the President talked a lot on the revival of our economy. We know that, and he also alluded to the fact that our economy is not doing the best at the moment, considering the fact that the world over has some crisis, especially on matters fuel. And Madam Speaker, the only thing that I felt was not touched was on how to raise revenue, especially to generate revenue from foreign countries. And Madam Speaker, there's no way we can increase our income unless if we sell and we vigorously campaign to have our local products exported to earn the necessary dollars. And Madam Speaker, the President, I think, he had an oversight, especially on matters, local products, especially he mentioned on coffee, tea, and he also mentioned the fish. But he forgot to mention that We have a product in Meru that can bring in billions of dollars every year to this country. The product known as Mira, which has been going to Europe, which has been going also to some countries in Asia, but we have some problems of late, and it could be raising a lot of money. If it goes to Europe as it used to go, that's the time when the Kenya highways used to make a lot of profit through the Mira flights. And Madam Speaker, if we have markets in a country like Djibouti, West Africa, and even South Africa, the dollar issue could have been eased through that product. Madam Speaker, on the issue of the teachers, we are grateful that really the teachers' employment has made the education sector bearable, and even the performance will be improving because the teacher ratio, teacher-student ratio will be improved. Madam Speaker, on the part of infrastructure, especially paying the contractors to continue clearing the already roads that have been on work, is really also going to improve our economy, and we alone that, and we support the President, and for that work well done. Madam Speaker, the President also talked very much about the ASULA Fund. We have seen it working very well, even in rural areas, whereby the local and simple farm traders, business people have been borrowing and paying, and it has really improved their operation base, and they are adding a shilling to the economy, which is seriously needed. Madam Speaker, I think the whole statement was well on balance, and I congratulate the President, and I think he is doing well, and this government is doing well as far as his want is seen. In terms of production, we have seen the fertilizer, which has been subsidized. The farms and the farm produce, especially the maize and even other farm produce, have improved seriously as per the report that we have collected. And I believe as time goes by, very soon we will be able to fend for ourselves. And if our country is in a capacity to fend for itself, it will eventually grow economically, because whatever the reserves that would have been used to import food will be used to import other essential and very necessary merchandise that we need in this country. Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I support.
Thank you. Before the next speaker, allow me to recognize in the public gallery students from Nairobi Institute of Business Studies, NIBS Technical College in Starehe constituency, Nairobi County. On behalf of the House, we welcome you to observe the proceedings of the House.